Hey guys, I'm back with another Booster Box market update, and I would categorize today as sale and recovery day. So pretty much like the market has sort of recovered, and there's some pretty much bargains because everyone knows that these boxes are at a minimum going to $200. If they're already above $200, then at least for Scarlet Violet, they're probably going 250 or 300. They're probably reaching the next price point. At least for Scarlet Violet. For Sword and Shield, timeline might be a little later for some of these boxes, but for Scarlet Violet, definitely the boxes are going to go up. Um, and the market data is also a little hard to analyze because there's going to be a lot of especially for Sword and Shields, there's going to be lower um, lower listings. This is a bad 100% feedback, but no gold star seller, um lost origin. You see a bunch more of these picture things. They're not even the product. This is like Korean. This is loose packs. You have to parse through those. um and then like and then you have to beware scammers and things like evolving skies could possibly have a low seller. There's this 0% feedback 24 sales. Seems a little fishy. um But anyway, I'm gonna go into what I'm seeing happening to the market just to sort of explain it. Um, so Scarlet Violet base, the demand is kind of returned. There was sort of a slow day on the 24th, like 2 days ago, um, or yesterday. Okay, whatever. Um, yeah, there's a slow day over here, but then it's kind of recovers about 20 boxes a day. Scarlet Violet base still seems like it's going to do pretty good. So okay, so this is what we're seeing. Like the price did decrease, just like about another $2. But what you're seeing is that there's like stores, especially if you look, since I'm looking through all the booster box listings, like I'll see like the same stores. I've seen the CL bookstore, not really before, I think, as far as I remember, but I've seen it like today in like some other listings. So this store in particular had a variety of booster boxes and putting it up. They're trying to get them off the books. Um, and you're just selling it at like lower than normal. But once like these three boxes sell out, it goes to 189, um, and then that's actually higher than the previous high. Um, and even at the 189, let's see, this is basically 190. This is basically 190, 190, 190. So how many boxes are here? This is 6, 9, 14, 17 boxes. Um, 17. Okay, 17 boxes, and he reached about 195. And then we're seeing that 20 boxes are selling a day. So by tomorrow, in theory, like you should reach like about like 190 actually, probably maybe a little before 190. And after that, demand keeps kind of increasing. Like 200's not that far away, but yeah, we're gonna see like brief recovery things where like people are just gonna like offload their stuff. And so honestly, like it's sort of like how much you believe in the product and what you want to get in on. Like if you're comfortable with TCG player pricing, and you believe some of these are going over $200, like enough for you to make a profit, depending on what your exact strategy is, then these are technically a bargain for some people who are playing that sort of game. Or especially if you're a long term investor and like a true long term investor, you're really planning to hold these and you want to buy from TCG player and not other places like get a local deal, then technically, yeah, it's a bargain. It's not gonna get much cheaper for some of these boxes. Um, but yeah, if you're looking for a quick flip, it's a little harder because there's fees and there's you have to calculate like how much it would have to go up and then how much discount you'd have to take um, to account for all those numbers. But yeah, Scarlet Violet base still seems to be doing good. Um, Paldea Paldea went down about $6. Um, Look at demand. Yeah, demand's been kind of there's this big spike here, and it's right on the low end. Um, Usually it was closer to like $20 a day. Now it's like 19 then 13. So yesterday it was like a slow day. Um, but yeah, heavy tech. I've seen this seller so many times. They keep selling at like the lowest listed price. They probably bought a lot of booster boxes, and it'd be funny if they're like a tech company, and that's why some tech companies are known for having a lot of money. Um, but yeah, if it really stays at 13 boxes or even 20 boxes, This is 13 boxes right here at like a discount. Um, and then this is about 20 bucks total, and you reach still like 237, 239. So yeah, get Paldea. Like I'm sure there's a lot of people at Paldea because Paldea is one of the boxes that you could buy at like below 100. I don't know the exact price point. Let's say like somewhere between 70 and 100 to be safe. Um, but the people who did hell hold or bought when it was really cheap, like they can definitely take profits now. So there's definitely going to be some people take profits. Um, even though like honest, like there's a mix of like you should probably hold or take profits. Um, some people want to cover their cost basis. Obsidian Flames. Um, City of Flames really hasn't been changing that much, and I noted yesterday like it hasn't really changed in like a month. I think. Did I say a month? Um, or 2 weeks. Like yeah, it didn't change in like 2 weeks. So we're seeing the man kind of picked up a little bit yesterday, 13 bucks. Basically, like it's not as strong as like Paldea or SV Base, or even like Paradox, which is kind of dropping. Paradox recent demand has been dropping, but before that it was stronger. But yeah, Obsidian demand's been like kind of weak in comparison. Um, but yeah, like I'm just not seeing like necessarily the biggest price movements for Obsidian in the next like day or two. There are some like lower listed sales, like I got some comments like, yeah, don't look at these 0%, even like 93% people were like, hey, that's pretty bad. But they're talking about Evolving Skies. Um, for these Scar Vibe boxes, it's a little safer because like you just know like there's so much more of it. Evolving Skies, like there's gonna be a ton more scammers. And it's kind of what you want to caution against. Like, don't. It's not really worth your time sometimes to risk it and risk like a ton of money versus just pay the extra and then like sleep better. Um, but yeah, just, like even this is 195. It'll take quite a few boxes. It'll take at least a day or two's worth of demand to go through them. Um, at the rate Obsidian's been going through. Paradox might actually really be considered a deal. It dropped to 175. It's pretty much the lowest listed booster box like in total. Um, it's about the same price as Battle Styles actually. Battle Styles might just be right below it, um, by like a few cents. But yeah, Paradox is it went down from 183 to 175. It's like $10 less than SV base. Um, but some boxes are 180 now, like Temporal and Stellar. I mean, technically, Temporal Forces on Hook One Center is the cheapest. Yeah, I made a video yesterday. I was like, based on historical data, like I don't know the exact rates, but based on rates of other booster boxes of Stellar Crown, like Stellar Crown, after a certain while was selling like 400 to 500 boxes a day. At that rate, even if it had 15,000 or 20,000 boxes, it'll sell by mid March. Um, but yeah, there's a couple of boxes for 175, even like 177. Um, and they're all from pretty highly rated sellers. Like all these sellers right here, and especially there's that's a ton of boxes. If you buy for heavy tech, you might even get cases. Um, but yeah, so there's a good like quite amount. Like I'm not really surprised with Paradox. Like I know that it was around for so long. Paldea at the price point it was at it was around less, but Paradox you could get for like $100 even up until like the end of last year, like November, like end of November last year. So I know a lot of people probably have this. Um, okay, Temporal. Again, yeah, the price went down, but like just buy from Hook One Center and don't worry about the market price right now. It doesn't really matter. Um, Temp- Twilight Masquerade. I think it stayed pretty much about the same. It went down like two more dollars. Um, Demand was kind of iffy yesterday. That's part of the reason why it kind of slowed down. I remember the initial price rise. Some of it was because people just suddenly bought a bunch of boxes all at once, which like went up several price points. But I mean, for some of it is a CL bookstore again, and then yeah, the CGC Castle is also another discount seller. But once these sell out, like once this and this sell out, it'll be 229 again. and then after that, the next price point is like 230, and then it's 238. So Twilight's not too far away from doing another increase. And then Stellar Crown, yeah, it's just like it's again one of the booster boxes that was really easy to get. It's not as strong as some of the other sets, but yeah, it's at 180. It was at like 190 at one point. But I guess it wasn't sustained. But yeah, all these, it doesn't matter how good some of these booster boxes are because they're all going to go to 200 anyway. People are going to buy it because they're going to be like, hey, what's the trick? What's the hack of getting to the market? Oh, everything else is expensive. Oh, Seller Crown's still available. I guess I should get that. So as far as the rates kind of decreased to about like, let's say like five, like 6 to 10. Um, there's 6 boxes over here, and then there's like 9 boxes here. To get to the next price point, like it's at 185. It's over here, so it'll that's like at least 2 days worth of demand. Um, Surging Sparks, new high, still steadily increasing up. It's at 263. Um, yeah, Surging Sparks has had kind of a slow rise up. Like after a while, after about the two like 240, 250 mark, it just kind of has been stagnating. But as I said before, like there's no way it can go down because everything else is going up. Like you're not gonna make Surging Sparks the same price as these other boxes. It just doesn't make any sense. There's too little of it. No one has that much about Surging Sparks available. I mean, some people do, but compared to everything else, you do see a lot of like iffy sellers. If I do filter by, so I haven't really done this for Surging Sparks in a while, but yeah, these are a little less. There's a little iffy, and you get to 264, and then 270 is not too far off actually. So these Sparks could be up for like another spike actually. Um, all right, so I'm gonna go to Sword and Shield base. There's a deal for Rebel Flash. People keep putting the deals around just under 250. It's really interesting. It keeps happening. I don't know if it's the same person. But yeah, I keep seeing Rebel Flash just randomly pop up from, it goes from 298 to like 245. But yeah, there's another one there. 100% feedback. Do your own risk. But yeah, that keeps happening. I have to remember. Like I could look back at other videos. It's just honestly, like I don't really rewatch my videos. Like I make too many of them. So like I know I have it, but it'd be too much data to go through. Um, Darkness Ablaze is kind of moving a little bit. So okay, with Sword and Shield boxes, the summary is that I'm seeing a little more movement, and for a lot of the graphs will look something like this. Like there's very sparse, very relatively low graphs. Like you look at the quantity numbers here, like it goes up to 5. It's not really that high. Um, but yeah, 3 were sold yesterday, and it's kind of set up for a price increase. It did technically increase by like $1 or 2. Um, yeah, but by like $1. But yeah, this one has only 83% feedback, not really the best seller, and you get to 204 and you get to 208s. So it could go 208 pretty easily, and then like after that, like there's a 215 down here. Um, I'm sure like a lot of people want to get rid of dark displays to be honest. Uh, so I wouldn't be surprised if some people would just like enter the market because of that. Um, Also, yeah, some of the market recoveries because some people haven't been paying attention to the market and like, oh wait, prices have gone up, maybe I should sell. That's and then you see the stuff get relisted. Vivid Voltage went down, and then Battle Style stayed about the same. Again, I'm not really too worried about these boxes in the like at the current moment. Like, there's too much of them. It's gonna take a while. It's good that we're seeing sales at all. And since all of the boost boxes are going up, sales are sure to come. Like, people are eventually gonna get, let's say, desperate enough to buy these boxes. It's just a matter of time. But I'm not really too worried about like I don't really see any obvious like, oh, like it'll suddenly rise, and I don't think it's worth like pulling hairs over that. Like just wait it out a little bit more. It'll happen. Um, Chilling Rain. So again, Chilling Rain. So demand has been going up for Chilling Rain. Price is about the same, about 320. When I filter by, so this is where I'm starting to see it's hard to parse through sellers. Like these two are 0% sales, but if I just look at like it's easier to record like the number. Eventually, what will happen is that even with these 0% sellers, either they'll just disappear or they'll just raise their prices. Um, and that will happen when the demand is strong enough. So the demand just isn't strong enough for that to happen. Um, so yeah, it's gonna take some time for these to go away or make it easier to parse. But honestly, like if I look at the prices after that, like Chilling Rain's already kind of a $330 box. Like there's this one for 324 or 325. This is like 328. This is 330. Like it's kind of already up there because if you don't count these other sellers. Um, so like yeah, Chilling Rain is definitely something to look at still. Um, yeah, I would say out of all these boxes, Chilling Rain is definitely something to look at. Don't I kind of and Rebel Clash is on sale if you want to buy it. Among Us guys, it's really interesting because I feel like because someone listed like a really low listing yesterday, and then people bought it as I knew that they would. There was like it was like a $200 below market price, um, but yeah, the lowest price like the other day, like the price still went down from the previous like low, at like 1310. Like there's this lion den seller over here, which is good feedback. So this is actually a pretty good box to buy if you want to buy Wellness guys, because of the seller. But after that, like you get about the same price. This was about the same as the other day. Um, yeah, Wellness guys, I'm not really holding my breath yet. There's not like that many sales. It's gonna take a while. Um, there's just so many like random sellers right now. Sometimes you have to look at the what people actually buy it for. But yeah, Wellness guys, like I'm not really I'm definitely not holding my breath. There's too little activity for like at least the next day or two. Because with this fast market, like I just want to prioritize. Hey, this is the news for next day or two versus like, hey, you probably have a more than a day or two. Um, 475 for Fusion Strike. Fusion Strike demand is still kind of decent. If you're selling at least 2 to 4 boxes a day, that's good because that's actually some movement. That means I can go through some of the listings faster. I think it stayed about the same price. Yeah, it's about the same price. Everything else stayed about the same price. Even Silver Tempest I put here, but it's only went up $1. Um, Look at the sellers. Like yeah, there's a 0% feedback. Um, there's this one for 94, and then you get to 480. So Future's probably more like a 480, $45 already. Um, but you will see, like that's not terrible. 99.8%. Uh, but yeah, I don't actually buy for TCG players. That's why I'm always like, do your own research, do your own safety things. Like, I don't actually buy for TCG player. It's just sort of common sense things. When I pull something up. Uh, okay, so Brilliant Stars. I said everything else remained about the same. So yeah, like there are these random sales or random listings, and then just 0% here. Then it's two of them for 285, and then it goes to 290 for quite a few listings. Um, like so, I could go 290. It's just like the sales data just kind of like when Chilling Rain or when Fusion Strike has that much demand. Like there's not as much like supply, but I know there's more supply of Billion Stars. Um, so it's just sort of like I'm still waiting at least a day or two on this. I feel like it should go up soon, but when it will actually go up, like sales are just happy a little slow. But it's good to have these semi-consistent sales. Astral Radiance still stayed about the same. It didn't really have consistent sales in the past. It's starting to rise up these last few days to be like 2 to 5, which is good. So like I like these bigger bars, more recent better than Brilliant Stars. After this two, like it's actually pretty much like 260 already because this one is like 0% feedback. Yeah, I feel like it looks like Astral Radiance will progress faster than Brilliant Stars at these listings. Lost Origin, I think it stayed about the same. I went down like $1 or whatever. Um, But yeah, like there's at least consistent demand, like at least one a day. But yeah, let's see. Like I'm still waiting. I think that a lot of people are just waiting for it to cross 400, and then everyone will go crazy. But there's still enough sellers here selling at like 400 that I think people are just really hesitant. They're like, is it going to go down again or whatever? Um, yeah, I think it's definitely going to go up. It's just there's this waiting. Everyone's holding their breath. They're waiting for someone else to make a move. And then Silver Tempest, yeah, decent demand. Eights. It's just this is definitely has a lot of supply. Because you could easily get on Pokemon Center until like I forgot, like July, September, something like that. End of second half of last year. Um, it's at 250, about 254. Um, but it could, yeah, it could rise up to 260 over here and then 270. So yeah, I'd actually watch out for Silver Tempest. Like Astral Radiance and Silver Tempest, I'd say like they're probably about to move unless they get flushed with um, listings. Lost Order, people are holding the breath. Brilliant Stars seems like it'll take a little longer. Fusion Strike, it's basically already more expensive. Evolving Skies, wait a little longer. Um, Generate's already basically more expensive, and the rest of the boxes I'm not even really caring about. Alright, that's it for today's video. Thanks, guys. Bye.